السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته. مرحبا بكم أيها الطلاب الكرام. اليوم سنأخذ الدرس التاسع الجزء الرابع. Today we're going to take lesson 9 part 4 and we left off on the middle of page 51. We took الذي and we described it in a way that we can understand it, and we did not go in depth into the grammar. And believe me, that's something that a lot of people are usually like, we want to learn grammar and we want to know what's the i'rab of these things. But when you're speaking and trying to understand in the beginning stages, it is not always to your benefit, because you're going to play more towards learning the grammar instead of just generally learning the language. Okay. After that, we had a verb that was thrown in there, and we did not spend any time explaining that all it meant was left or exited, or he went out. And Sha Allah ta'ala, when we get to page 52, we'll talk about verbs a little more. The one we took the other day was kharaja, just so you guys simply know it. It was just kharaja. Kharaja. And that simply means he exited or he went out. And you can tell that it's a verb because it comes in this kind of same form. Fatha, fatha, fatha. Some of them will come like fatha, kasra, fatha, but you'll always find that it always follows a specific pattern. Okay. Middle of page 51. اقرأ واكتب. It says read and write. الطبيب الجديد في المستشفى والطبيب القديم في المستوصف. The new doctor, الطبيب الجديد في المستشفى, is in the hospital. والطبيب القديم في المستوصف, and the old doctor is in the clinic. Number 2. السؤال الثاني. القلم المكسور. القلم المكسور على المكتب. القلم المكسور على المكتب. The broken pen is on the desk. السؤال الثالث. المروحة الجديدة. المروحة الجديدة. Sometimes people pronounce it as مروحة. Excuse me. But the proper way is that items or utensils usually begin with a kasra. المروحة الجديدة, the new fan. في الغرفة الكبيرة is in the large room. السؤال الرابع. اللغة العربية سهلة. اللغة العربية سهلة. People take take issue with this statement. But really, after some time, you find, it does have structure, it makes sense. The Arabic language is easy. And lastly, السؤال الخامس. الولد الطويل الذي خرج من الفصل الآن. Right? من الفصل الآن طالب من الهند. And this is a pretty long sentence, and it has a verb in it. It has اسم موصول. Oh, let me use this one. All right. It says الولد الصغير, صح؟ الولد الطويل الذي خرج الآن. خرج من الفصل الآن. I can never get these right. خرج من الفصل الآن من الهند. الجملة طويلة. الجملة, we know the word جملة means sentence. طويلة, it's long sentence. الولد الطويل, the tall boy, right? الذي, this right here, اسم موصول, right? اسم موصول. This is the relative pronoun. What does it mean though? The tall boy, simply who, right? We said also it can mean which, and we said also that it can mean that. It can mean the one. Okay? I'm not aware of there being a single English word that can just replace this and give it its full meaning. So that's why sometimes it'll have to be made up of more than one word. Here it says الولد الطويل الذي, the tall boy who, the one who left or exited من الفصل, exited or left from the classroom. الآن. Why الآن? ظرف زمان. You remember ظروف? ظروف means that they usually end, or they're gonna end with this فتحة. من الفصل الآن من الهندي. اسم مجرور, or I'm sorry, جار واسم مجرور. Alright? Same thing here. حرف جر, اسم مجرور. What's this? This right here, خرج. This is a verb, okay? And it means he left or he exited. And that is the end of page 51. And now we are going to begin page 52. Okay, at the top of page 52. السؤال السادس. أنا في المدرسة الثانوية. أنا في المدرسة الثانوية. I am in secondary school. All right? It's also high school. When you say المدرسة الثانوية, it means also high school in the American curriculum. السؤال السابع. ذهب الرجل الفقير إلى الوزير. ذهب الرجل الفقير إلى الوزير. And السؤال الثامن says جلس. So let's put them all together. These are all verbs. I'm going to teach you, Sha Allah, how to use the verbs. Let me spray this real quick. How to use the verbs easily. The ones that we're taking for today. And we took kharaja before. So we have kharaja. ذهب جلس. These are called أفعال. All right? Singular is فعل. All right. Verbs. What kind of verbs? Past, present, continuous. These are فعل ماض. All right? Or they'll say الفعل الماضي. And then the ya comes up. And why is that? Well, when we learn about words that end with a ya, we'll tell you. But for now, shouldn't bother you. You're either going to say it this way, a past verb, or the past verb. All right? الفعل الماضي or فعل ماض. Now, خرج, he went. I'm sorry, he left, he went out. ذهب, he went. جلس, he sat. Now, you might say, there's only one word here. Why do you keep saying he sat, he went out, or he left? It's simple, because you have a fa'il, which is either going to be ظاهر, fa'il meaning the person doing it, and ظاهر means apparent or shown, or you have one that is mustatir, that is hidden. In these cases, it's hidden, all right? You don't have to write this ذهب هو. I'm sorry, I said ذهب هو. خرج هو. He went. Okay? Without writing this, it is already implied. You don't have to write it. Now, you can write, however, if you're talking about a person, a specific person, you can say خرج محمد. فعل, فاعل. فعل, the verb, فاعل. And like I told you, they usually follow the same form, the same pattern. خرج, ذهب, جلس. That means that it's a past tense verb. If you were to start adding things here in the front or adding things here in the back, they will change the meaning. And when we get to how do I say I left, you add something to the back. You want to say in the present tense, you're going to add things to the front. And that's just like a intro to where we're going. Now, does it make a difference if you switch which word begins first? Can I say خرج محمد, right? Or محمد خرج. By meaning, they mean the same thing. They both mean Muhammad exited or Muhammad went out. But the structure of the sentence changes very much. Over here, it began with a verb, so that means this is going to be a jumla fi'liya. This is a verbal sentence. And in a verbal sentence, it requires a verb, a fi'l, and somebody doing it, a fa'il. Over here, it does not begin with a verb. It begins with a noun. So this is going to be jumlatun ismiya. And in a jumla ismiya, it needs a mubtada and this sentence خرج هو, this sentence is the khabar. خرج هو. Now we said, you don't write this. خرج محمد and محمد خرج, it's the same thing, same meaning. If you say in English, Muhammad went out, your sentence is fine. If you say went out Muhammad, your sentence is messed up. It is not proper. It's wrong. So therefore, you can say خرج محمد or محمد خرج. ذهب محمد. محمد ذهب. You say جلس محمد or محمد جلس. Both or all of those are fine. Now, السؤال السابع. ذهب الرجل الفقير إلى الوزير. ذهب الرجل. Right? The man, remember on رجل, the man went out and it came second. He said ذهب الرجل. But either way you use it, it's fine. ذهب الرجل الفقير. The poor man went to the wazir. ذهب إلى الوزير, the minister. السؤال الثامن. جلس الطالب. ما معنى جلس? Sat. Okay, who sat? The student sat. جلس الطالب الجديد. The new student sat. خلف حامد. Behind حامد. السؤال التاسع. السكين الكبير. السكين الكبير. The big knife. حاد جدا. حاد جدا. ما معنى حاد? Sharp. جدا, very. The big knife is very sharp. السكين الكبير حاد جدا. Alright? السؤال العاشر. من هذا الولد الصغير? Who is this small boy? من هذا الولد الصغير? هو ابن المدرس. هو, he is, ابن المدرس. The son of the, actually, ابن المدرس الجديد. ابن المدرس الجديد. The son of the new teacher. Now, in this next part, التمرين الثاني, says املأ في الفراغ فيما يلي. Right? And that means fill in the following blanks بالنعت الذي بين قوسين. Now, قوس is just, when you call a bow, it has this shape, right? This is the main shape of the bow. This is a D. But if you're having an arrow, a bow and arrow, this shape right here, they call that a qaws. So, an arch, right? And when they say qawsain, they mean two arches. Okay? And that's how you say parentheses. بعد تحليته بال عند اللزوم, right? After adding L when necessary. So it's saying here, look in the parentheses in number 1, 2, and 3 all the way down. And there's some parentheses. There's some words that are between qawsain. Oh, actually, it should be like this. Between two arches or two parentheses. And put in the proper adjective and adding L if necessary. السؤال الأول أين المدرس؟ ماذا بين القوسين؟ ماذا بين القوسين? What is between the two parentheses? You're going to say جديد. Do we need to add L to make this a proper adjective? أين المدرس جديد or الجديد؟ لابد أن تقول الجديد. You must say ال. You have to add the. So, أين المدرس الجديد؟ السؤال الثاني. التاجر ماذا بين القوسين؟ ماذا بين القوسين? What's between the two parentheses? كبير. We have the word التاجر and الكبير. Should we say الكبير or just كبير? التاجر كبير or التاجر الكبير. It's a na'at, so the na'at has to match. أين التاجر, or I'm sorry, التاجر الكبير في السوق. The big merchant is in the market. السؤال الثالث, and I think this is all the time we have for today. We're going on a little bit long. أنا طالب ماذا بين القوسين? What's between the two parentheses? قديم. قديم, old. Do we need to add al here to match طالب? أنا طالب القديم or أنا طالب قديم. أنا طالب قديم. You do not add al here because the منعوت, the one being described, doesn't have it. أنا طالب قديم. I am an old student. نكتفي بهذا القدر. اللهم علمنا ما ينفعنا وانفعنا بما علمتنا وزدنا علما وإلى اللقاء والسلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته.